A former employee of a Tyler nursing home pleaded guilty today in the death of a resident who was tied to a wheelchair. 23-year-old Bobby Posey was arrested back in January of 2022 after a resident named Larry Coffey died while falling while tied to a wheelchair. Posey was charged with injury to an elderly or disabled person causing reckless bodily injury. He pleaded guilty to the crime today and received 5 years deferred probation. Posey's indictment said he had the legal duty to act and was partially at fault for Coffey's fatal injury because he ignored that the man was restrained. Posey was also given 400 hours of community service.